Hello, everyone. So today's topic is going to be, as you can see on your screen, Azure Traffic Manager. Very vast, very important, but same time very interesting topic, which has given a help for many of the solution architect while stitching their solution towards multi-site, multi-region, especially in the DC and DRs. So let's understand what exactly that Azure Traffic Manager is, what it offers. So if you go by definition, which you can see when into this slide, Azure Traffic Manager is purely a DNS, domain name system based traffic. Azure Traffic Manager is a DNS based traffic load balancer that enables you to distribute traffic optimally to services across global Azure regions, providing high availability and responsiveness. There are three key features and components of Azure Traffic Managers are which we would be discussing in later part of these slides and presentation. However, let's understand even better what all Azure Monitor can do and what all the features it brings on the table. If you see, Azure Traffic Manager act like a smart air traffic controller for your application global audience. Again, I repeat, Azure Traffic Manager act like a smart air traffic controller for your application global audience. It directs users to the closest, healthiest version of your application. Think different servers in various locations. Based on your chosen criteria, let's say you have defined the proximity, you have defined the speed or priority. Traffic Manager constantly monitor these destination and automatically reroutes traffic if one goes down, ensuring high availability and a smooth user experience. It works with both Azure services and external websites, offering various routing methods for flexibility. And the same time, the result would be obviously experience would be faster loading times and a happy user base, all thanks to Traffic Manager keeping your app running smoothly and everywhere. So that's how, if you see, this Traffic Manager comes and brings features on the table. If we talk about, let's say, by name key features. So the very first thing which comes is a traffic routing methods. What all the traffic routing methods one can define is one, we can do the prioritization. Prioritize the routes traffic to a primary endpoint first, then to the secondary endpoints if the primary is unavailable. Let's say for one side, DC and DR model is one, right? Data center and disaster recovery center. These are the first model where you can consider this. Obviously, I'm going to explain this more relevancy and the use cases in later part of our slides. But to understand these basic traffic routing methods are having six types. One, priority based. Second, weighted. What is weighted? Distributing the traffic based on the weight assigned to each endpoint. Third, performance routes traffic to the endpoint with the lowest network latency. That is getting considered as performance. Now, geographic is also very important and is being used almost in all the global organization, where it is going to direct users to the endpoint based on their geographic locations. Now, multi-valued is something where it returns multiple healthy endpoints in DNS response of resilience. And the last but not the least is going to be subnet based routing. So it is going to route, as name suggests, it is going to route based on the IP address of the client. So these are the six categories where we can define the traffic routing methods. The very similar approach I wanted to showcase from this diagram. If you see here, we have a domain name system, and then we can create the profile of traffic manager, and we can probably define here two regions, right? Azure region West and Azure region East. Under that, we have an application gateway, and those gateways are directly redirecting to the web application services wherever we have application service hosted. So what it happens, the service request goes on the web, And then WAF is going to directly to the traffic manager via the DNS, and the contoso.com or facebook.com or google.com will get opened. Now, the kind of routing, as I have spoken in our previous slide, the kind of routing based on your need might have been defined. Which kind of the routing? Like priority, weighted, performance, geographic, multi-valued, or subnet. So these are purely dependent on the configuration and one's need. Now, other than that, if you see the endpoint monitoring and failover, other key features we are speaking here. So Azure Traffic Manager also brings the endpoint monitoring and failover. Azure Traffic Manager keeps your application running like a well-oiled machine by constantly monitoring the health of your service endpoint. And here is how it handles endpoint health and failover. So this is the step by step. Again, I'm saying when you're talking about the Azure Traffic Manager, endpoint monitoring and failover, how does it happen? So this is what we are trying to sketch it out here. That first of all, it is going to do the health check. Traffic Manager actively pings your endpoint using customizable probes. These probes can perform tasks like HTTP request to verify if the endpoint is functioning correctly or not. The failure detection, the moment if a probe to an endpoint fails, means there is no response on the probe or there is a timeout of the delay which you have defined. Then Traffic Manager marks that endpoint as a unhealthy. Now, after marking that any particular endpoint which is not responding, what to do? So that's where your automatic failover comes in. So when an endpoint is flagged as unhealthy, Traffic Manager automatically stops directing users to it. Instead, it routes traffic to the next available healthy endpoint in your configurations. This ensures user experience minimal disruptions even if an endpoint malfunctions. Now, recovery and reintegration is a feature, part of your monitoring. Traffic Manager keeps checking unhealthy endpoints. If an endpoint recovers and start responding to probes successfully, Traffic Manager automatically re-adds it to the pool of healthy endpoints ready to receive traffic again. So this continuous monitoring and failover process ensures your application remain highly available and responsive to users even if individual service endpoints encounter issues. Now, endpoint support. When you talk about the endpoint support as a part of the key feature of Traffic Manager, Azure Traffic Managers offer a flexible range of endpoint support to cater to various deployment scenarios. What all they are? Azure endpoints. These are ideal for services hosted within Azure, such as virtual machines or app services. Traffic Manager seamlessly integrates with these resources. Now, external endpoints. For services residing outside of the Azure, Traffic Manager supports endpoint defined by FQDN, defined by IPv4 address or IPv6 address. When you have defined fully qualified domain name, this will allow you to integrate with websites or application hosted by other providers. The same goes with IPv4 and 6. You can directly reference an IPv4 address for a specific server. Now, the next point is going to be this comprehensive support for an internal and external endpoints empowers you to manage traffic flow for a hybrid cloud environment or even migrate services to Azure gradually. Now we are talking about the custom domain and traffic manager profiles. What the key features it brings on the table when you're talking about the traffic manager. So custom domain and traffic manager profiles will allow custom DNS names and configuration profiles for different traffic routing needs. While Azure Traffic Manager automatically generates a DNS name for each profiles, like your profile name dot trafficmanager.net, you can leverage those custom domains for more user-friendly experience. Then traffic manager profiles. These are the containers that holds your traffic routing configurations. You define endpoints, you define health checks and the routing method within a profile. Now, custom domains, you cannot directly assign a custom domain name when creating a traffic manager profile. However, you can point a custom domain like www.yourcompany.com to the automatically generated DNS name using a CNAME record in your domain name provider's DNS settings. Now, scalability and performance is another key features of the Traffic Manager, and that's why it is very popular. Azure Traffic Manager itself is a highly scalable and performant service designed to handle large volume of the traffic efficiency. Here is a breakdown of its strength in these areas: scalability, global network, multiple endpoints, automatic failover, performance, DNS-based routing, health monitoring, and geographic routing. Now, rest all you can read by yourself, but just to understand and ensuring that if anyone is asking the features of its scalability and performance in Azure Monitor, you can name all these 8 features. Let's move on to the last about the use cases. What all the use cases or the situation scenarios can arise where you as a solution architect, admin, SME, expert can go ahead and propose the Azure Traffic Manager. So the very first thing is you should consider your disaster recovery. It will ensure high availability by automatically rerouting traffic if an endpoint goes down. Let's say in the DC or DR, your landing zone is not available, your users will be redirected to your DR automatically. The same goes with the global distribution. Optimizing the performance by directing users to the nearest endpoint. That's the best feature. Now, load balancing, it distributes traffic evenly or based on specific criteria, which can be defined by admin, expert, or the SMEs across multiple endpoints. Now, last is going to be service maintenance. Smoothly transition traffic during maintenance window without any downtime. These are the best feature one can implement using the Azure Traffic Manager in your infrastructure solution. That's all for the now, and thank you. Looking forward to have another video in the more detailed way, which will help you not only to understand the product design and services of Azure Cloud, but also it will help you to make sure you are going to crack the interview in case if you are in lined up. Good luck. Thank you so much for watching the detailed video.